Big Ben is out of office this week, which means I'm in the booth solo with no run support, no help. Kind of like Paul Skeens pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm out here all by myself. No safety net, no relief pitchers. But no worries, I'm going to execute to the best of my ability. If you look at Skeens, he didn't go a full nine. I might not have to go a full nine today. I think he averaged 6.5 innings, 10 and 10 record, 214 strikeouts, 1.97 ERA, and he got a Cy Young. Now, I might not win a podcast award for this episode, but I'm going to try to. We've got a massive show. I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to start off with my Golden State Warriors, specifically Draymond Green. Is he like an old pair of sweats, or is he the secret ingredient like the In-N-Out burger special sauce that's in between the patties and the burger? Ooh, so good. Then we'll talk a little college football playoff, the NFC West race, and much, much more. I'm K Winn. Big Ben is not here. But anywhere you get your audio podcast, make sure you give us that 5-star rating, thumbs up, and subscribe. It really helps us. If you like watching the video content, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube. Drop your comments below. We will definitely get back to you. Anywhere you get your social media, at Big Ben K Winn _. That's TikTok, Threads, Instagram, and much, much more. Also, follow the Discord. We're on there as well. Let's get into the show. Draymond Green, a polarizing figure, a polarizing player, a polarizing topic among Dub Nation. And we've got to settle this once and for all because I'm torn on Draymond. I love him. I hate him. He's great. We should get rid of him. But where do we stand right now? I need your help. I need you to vote in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is Draymond Green like an old pair of sweats? Or is he like the secret key ingredient like the In-N-Out burger sauce? Let's start with the sweats. You know those sweats. They're either in your closet or in your drawer. They're about 3 or 4 years old. They're a little worn. It's faded, so the color's not even the same. There's holes in it, but they're comfortable. They're reliable. They've been through it in the prime of your career, the prime of your life. It's been the defensive stopper to all your bad outfits. Those sweats are comfy, but they're getting up there in age. You probably should have replaced them, or you should replace him. Draymond Green. He's a little slower than he used to be. His jumper is broke beyond repair. His jumper is broke beyond repair. He punched a teammate, and he did cost the Warriors the 2016 championship when he karate chopped LeBron James in the groin, got suspended. The Warriors lost in 7 to the Cavs, but they could have won. So Draymond Green is like an old pair of sweats. Maybe they should have got rid of him after the 2020 championship, but they didn't. They got rid of Clay, but they didn't get rid of Draymond. So is he more like the secret ingredient, like the In-N-Out burger sauce? You know, it's a double-decker, or the single burger. It's got that sauce in between, that good stuff, that yummy. People say it's Thousand Island, but it tastes better than Thousand Island. It can't be just Thousand Island. It is the secret sauce. Without that sauce, the In-N-Out burger quite isn't the same. That sauce is like the defensive stopper. It's like the IQ. It's like the glue of the system. And Draymond Green does a lot of the dirty work that other players don't do on the team. He is the leader on defense. He is great on defense. So he covers up your boy Steph Curry's inefficiencies. He also always knows where Steph is on the court and finds him. He will give that karate chop, or he will give that physical foul. He choked out Rudy Gobert, goes after Zach Edey. He's not afraid. He is the physical force and the voice behind the Warriors. Without him, I don't think that they win all the championships. Now with them, as we move on and write out Steph's career, he will be a key important player for a playoff run. But with all that being said, I need you to let me know. Is he like an old pair of sweats or is he the secret ingredient? Draymond, drop your comments below. Personally, I think he was a secret ingredient. Now he's like an old pair of sweats. They need to get rid of him. Next topic. Where do we go next? Okay, let's go to the college football playoff. We've got a game on New Year's Eve, Ohio State versus Miami, and then we've got 3 games on New Year's Day. It's going to be a good one. Last year, all 4 teams with byes lost this round. This year, you're going to have to stay tuned to see what I predict. Okay, New Year's Eve, we've got Ohio State versus Miami. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is the game you should bet on. I think it has the largest spread. Ohio State is rolling. Despite that little hiccup in the Big Ten championship game, Ohio State has looked like the best team all year. They have the most talent of any other team in the country. They have the NFL talent. In fact, they have 6 potential first-round NFL draft picks in the 2026 draft. 5 of them on defense. Their offense, with Carnell Tate, wide receiver who should go in the first round. They also have Jeremiah Smith. And together, both of them combined over 2,000 yards and over 20 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith is the best offensive weapon and player in all of college football. And on the defensive side, they have Caleb Downs, the best defensive player in all of college football. That's what I'm talking about. The talent. And their defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, has this 4-2-5 scheme that has been giving opponents nightmares. The Ohio State defense is allowing about 8 points per game. And Miami, last week against Texas A&M, an okay defense, only scored 10 points. So who am I going to go with? All signs are pointing to Ohio State. There's no way Ohio State can lose this game against the Hurricanes. Ohio State has all those weapons on offense, on defense. Ryan Day is calling plays, so they're not going to be conservative like they were in the Big Ten championship. And because of that, and because Carson Beck is the quarterback on Miami, I'm going with the Miami Hurricanes. Upset City. Miami is an ACC school, but they're not an ACC team. They are physical and dominant on the offensive line and the defensive line. Playmakers on both sides of the ball. They've got Fletcher and Tony on offense. Fletcher will run downhill. Tony is in the Wildcat. He's returning punts. He's doing jet sweeps like he did to score the winning touchdown against A&M. And he can go deep. And Carson Beck is not a bad quarterback as well. On the defensive side, they've got Reuben Bain Jr. They also got Akeem Mesidor. They're going to get after Julian Sand. They're going to pressure him, and they're going to win. The Hurricanes on the fence potentially weren't going to make it in. A lot of people say they shouldn't be in, but they are going to beat Ohio State. Miami beats Ohio State. You heard it here. It's a rematch. Remember that national championship game back in the day? Ohio State came in and they ruined Miami's dynasty. I think Maurice Clarett played in that game. Miami remembers that. And so Miami is going to beat Ohio State and put an end to their dynasty. Where do you want to go next? We will go to the game of the weekend. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's in Miami. It's the Ducks, ranked 5, against Texas A&M, ranked 4. This doesn't come from my brains. I actually read it somewhere, so I got to give credit to where credit's due, but I don't remember who said it. I just remember it was a great line. It is Nike money versus new money. The Oregon Ducks got that Phil Knight money. The Texas Tech Red Raiders got that new money. They're paying for that defensive line. They're paying for their stars, and it's got them to this point. However, Texas Tech is exactly who we thought they were. An elite team against a non-elite schedule. A team that will dominate against the Big 12 and Big 12 opponents. You put Oregon's defense in the Big 12, we'd be talking about Oregon like you guys are talking about Texas Tech. And not only that, Texas Tech is conservative on offense. They never really had to play from behind. I think they won average double digits. Well, the Ducks score and score again. It's that fast break, 100-mile-an-hour tempo offense. 110-mile-an-hour offense. The Ducks are healthy now. Their wide receivers, which a lot of them missed time, Kenyon Seduk, DeCorian Moore, Evan Stewart, and they just filled it in with other 4- and 5-star recruits. They've got too many skilled players at too many positions, especially now in the wide receiver room. So now you've got Sadiq, you got Malik Benson, DeCorian Moore, and I'm hearing Evan Stewart, who was supposed to be the number 1 receiver coming in for the Oregon Ducks, is going to be back. Not to mention that 3-headed running monster, Noah Whittingham, Jordan Davison, and Tahir Hill. I think he averages like 8 yards per carry. It's too much. They're going to slice, dice, and cut up the Texas Red Raiders. You know who the Texas Red Raiders lost to? Kenny Dillingham in Arizona State. Kenny Dillingham was the Oregon Ducks offensive coordinator. So you know Dan Lanning got on the phone with Kenny Dilly and talked about it. And I want to talk about it. The Oregon Ducks win this game. Go Ducks. The Ducks are too much. What else we got here? Oh, we got a little more college football. Indiana, they're playing on borrowed time. 3 losses. They were down 17-0. They just keep winning. But you know what? The winning stops this weekend against Signetti in the Indiana Hoosiers. They're a smart, disciplined team. They're physical. They stop the run. They get after it. I don't even have to talk more about Alabama because all Alabama does is try to throw to their 3 wide receivers because they have no running game. And Indiana is not going to play that. Hoosiers win. Now on to Ole Miss and Georgia. Trinidad Chambliss. You say it 3 times and an upset might just come to be true. He started as the backup quarterback, but in week 2, he replaced Austin Simmons. And from there, he just took off. He's 6'1", about 200 pounds, mobile in the pocket, dynamic arm. He gets loose. He throws rockets, accurate. He makes plays. And that first time against Georgia, he played all right. Second time against Georgia, he's going to play much better. Georgia has tape on him. He's got tape on them. Trinidad is going to shock the Dogs and win. And Kirby Smart, I'm sorry. Second year in a row, you get the bye, you lose. 4.4 speed, Trinidad's going to be cooking. All right, we'll close this out here on NFL. So I'm recording this Monday night. The Rams are playing the Falcons, and they should probably win. So let's just assume that they won. Actually, when you listen to this, they will win. So it's a 2-team race for the NFC West because the Niners beat the Bears and the Seahawks beat the Panthers. So the Rams, who earlier in the year had a 90% chance of winning the division and getting the number 1 seed, can no longer win the NFC West. So the Rams right now have clinched a playoff spot, but it is a wild card, and they will go on the road. They'll be either the 5th or the 6th seed, depending on what happens. The Rams will be a 5th or a 6th seed. The Seahawks play the Niners. They travel to Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, this Saturday at 5 p.m. with everything on the line. The NFC West title's on the line. The potential number 1 overall seed in the NFC is on the line. And it all comes down to this. This is what we wanted. That rivalry, that game, that means something. And it does. So if the Seahawks win, they win the division, more than likely the number 1 seed. Got to see what else happens. The Seahawks lose, they're more than likely will drop to the 6th seed. The Niners win, they win the NFC West, more than likely the number 1 seed. The Niners lose, they drop to the 5th or 6th seed. Now let's talk about the 5th or 6th seed, because some of you might say, hey, the Rams should probably just rest Stafford and rest their players. No, they need to play for multiple reasons. Stafford wants that MVP. They want him to get the MVP, so they're going to play. The other reason is because if they win and get the 5 seed, that is actually the best seed because the 5 seed will play the 4 seed, who is the winner of the NFC South, which is going to be the Buccaneers or the Panthers. So whoever gets the 5 seed, whether it's the Rams, the Niners, or the Seahawks, is sitting pretty good. You do have to travel, but you're playing against either the Bucs or the Panthers. The 6 seed, now that could be a little tougher, depending on what happens with the Bears and the Eagles. If you're the 6 seed, you got to travel to either Chicago or Philly, which is much tougher than going to the NFC South opponent. So a lot at stake, a lot on line, big weekend. We actually have New Year's coming up, so happy New Year's. Thank you for all the support. Again, at Big Ben K Winn _ anywhere you get your social media, TikTok, Threads, follow the Discord. If you're more of a YouTube person, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. That will really help us. Anywhere you get your audio podcasts, make sure you subscribe as well. Give us a thumbs up. Drop your comments below. We want to know what you feel about Draymond Green. Is he like an old pair of sweats where the elastic broke and it used to be blue and now it kind of looks a little black or gray? Or is he like the In-N-Out Burger secret sauce? What do you think about these upsets? Miami beating Ohio State. Ole Miss and Trinidad beating Georgia. Best time of the year. Make sure you stay safe, celebrate with your friends and family, and come back and check us out next week. Boom.